back to the Get With It podcast, brought to you by CTI Technical Services. I'm joined with the CEO of CTI Technical Services, Eric. How's it going today, Eric?
Howdy.
Howdy. And cool gal Sam is with us.
Hello, everyone.
For another podcast. So we're going to be talking a little bit about 3D technologies.
Some spooky Halloween topics.
Yes, spooky, crazy, fun stories.
Tech stories.
Yes.
Cool stories.
I have a pretty spooky one.
And fun information.
Yeah.
They're gonna see some of our employees.
They are. We're gonna have employee stories coming up soon. I may or may not be in them, so we'll see.
Confirmed or denied.
Yeah. Get your cuddle buddy ready. You know what I'm saying? It's a little spooky. It's a little spooky. You ever heard of spider cricket?
So talk about a little bit about some of the cool 3D things that you've been watching. You've been
Me?
Yeah.
All right. This is super cool. All right. So I'm like a big gearhead. I'm really into cars, and I was watching this video on YouTube the other day from Top Gear, and I saw the title, and I was like, this can't be true. It says 3D printed hypercar, and I'm like, how is this possible? Mm-hmm. And I look into the video, and I'm watching the video, and this company designed an entire car using artificial intelligence, and then they 3D printed all of the parts. Well, most of the parts, out of metal. It's really cool. Wow. Titanium, aluminum, it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time you think about 3D printing of being like what you see in a school or what you see somewhere else, where it's just printing these little plastic parts.
Not a whole car, or even half of the car.
Right.
From what regardless, a lot of it.
I mean, it's like a supercar. Right?
It's a hypercar. It's called, because it has.
What's the difference between a supercar and a hypercar?
Hypercars usually are the unobtainable, so they're multi-millions of dollars, and supercars are in a couple 100,000 range. They're in above 100,000, usually above 200,000, to 500, 600,000. Yeah. And then hypercars are 7 and above. You know what I mean? So Paganis, super Ferraris, Porsche 918s.
Yeah,
super
the superest of super.
Right.
Yes.
Super people can get those.
Right. So this car is insane. The way that they designed it with AI, basically they would have a team of designers with each part. So they would design a control arm or something. We could put a picture of it here. But they design a control arm based on the strength specifications they need for different rods and parts of the control arm. Mm-hmm. And then they put that into a computer, and the computer in about 10 minutes shaves all that stuff down to their strength requirements and makes it about 50% lighter or 70% lighter.
That's for milling, though. It's not for 3D printing.
No. Because listen, they design the part to be much lighter, and then they send it to their 3D printing shop. And the way that they 3D print the part is that there's a sheet of metal dust. Pardon me. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's metal powder, kind of. Mm-hmm. And then when a laser hits it, it melts it, kind of like welding.
Right.
So they lay out sheets of metal dust. They laser whatever design they want. They sweep it, put another sheet of metal dust down, weld on top of that one. Yeah. And basically it creates a part out of the ground. It's really cool. Yeah. It's really cool.
So I've never seen metal 3D printing happen, but I've seen different kinds of plastic, different pieces and different components. Right. And I've seen some medical 3D printing happening, dental 3D printing. Yeah. Print molds of teeth, or they can actually print actual usable pieces now, dentures, night guards. So where they were just doing molds to be able to use to create other things in the past, they're actually creating end user pieces that are designed to be put in the mouth.
Is Invisalign 3D printed, or is that stamped out of a mold?
No, Invisalign is Invisalign they 3D printed, but they do it at their facility.
Right. But I'm just saying.
And those are trays. But now dentists are able to print those types of things, aligners and mouth guards and night guards, and I mean, and even starting to be able to print some.
So like retainers, like after you get your braces, is that?
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I would assume, I'm not sure what the retainer is metal though, right?
Mine's plastic.
The top part is plastic.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
No, mine's all just like, mine looks like an
The whole
Invisalign.
thing? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, does it look like a
Like, you know, like
a metal
Invisalign,
guard
how,
where, yeah,
like,
it just sits like a
it's
tray?
just, yeah, no, it's like, you know how when you have Invisalign so that you literally, like, it doesn't look like you have braces?
Right.
That's what mine is.
It's
It
like-
looks like exactly like that, like it's clear and everything. Like, you
Okay.
can't tell I have it in except when I talk, I sound.
That's how you
Yeah.
call it
Yeah.
with.
Well,
Yeah.
then
I can't even tell it. Don't
I would-
have nothing in my
I
mouth.
would venture to say, yeah,
Yeah.
that's 3D printed.
Yeah, because
Or can be 3D
I
printed
don't,
now.
I think because I know what you're talking about, like the metal ones, that like the plastic thing, like I think sits on top of your mouth,
Yeah.
and then it's a metal around it, but
Yep.
that's
Right.
not.
That's the old school way to do it,
Yeah,
I think.
mine's,
Those get gross too. Like when they
Mine's
pull them
the
out from
actual-
the tray. It's like,
yeah, mine's actual, like it looks like Invisalign.
right.
But yeah, so the technology is, really getting
Advanced compared
advanced
to what it
and,
used to be.
compared to what it used to be. And I watched a demo the other day of how this works, and it's a tray of liquid. It's a liquid polymer, like liquid plastic. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it basically, the way this printer works is this plate comes down, and the image is basically projected through this liquid, and the liquid sticks to the plate, and then it adds layers and layers and layers and layers,
Yeah.
and prints this.
Wow.
Prints these dental products. I mean, it doesn't have to be dental, but it could be anything. Why don't you tell us about
Yeah, do you wanna tell us
your
yours?
spooky story?
Alrighty.
We can have some of the other guys
Okay.
talk about it.
Well, my spooky story begins on what I seem to think
It's all like your begins back in the day.
begins
Was
on
it
a
long-
normal Wednesday morning.
Was it a long time ago, far away?
It was this summer actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it begins on a normal morning. About an hour drive to New Jersey somewhere. I forget where it was. And we were contracted to run a cable. So usually when we're running a cable, like the ceiling tiles are open, like it's an open ceiling, so we can run cables up the wall and across the ceiling tiles and then like down another wall. Which actually in one instance got mouse poop all over me, which is another one of my scary stories, but that's for another day.
It's not that spooky.
That's
Okay.
just gross.
Tell me
Yeah, it's
tell
just
me
gross. It's not that spooky.
Tell me when
I
you're
had
up in a ceiling and you pop a tile up and you're looking up, right? Your
Was your
eyes
mouth
are up.
open? Did you eat something?
My mouth was open a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I
That's
open up
disgusting.
and like I tip the tile and it's just like a shower. I'm like, it was the most disgusting
Anyway,
thing
this
that
is
ever
disgusting,
happened.
yes, but not spooky.
Okay, maybe second only to this spooky story. So anyways, an hour drive to New Jersey.
Is that the spooky part?
Oh, that's pretty, yeah, the traffic.
Yeah.
It's heavy on 95 sometimes. Anyways, we get there and it's a closed ceiling. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I possibly going to run this cable? Usually when it's a closed ceiling, there's a crawl space underneath. So I had the doctor show me the crawl space, and he takes me to the other end of the dental office. It's, a pretty big dental office, probably about 50 feet from where I have to run the cable. And he's like, yeah, this is the entrance to the crawl space. And already I'm thinking to myself, like, oh no, like that can't be serious. And I look under there with a flashlight, and I'm shining under. It's only about 3 feet tall, that crawl space. So I climb down the ladder, and I look under, and all I see under there is there's old dental equipment. So it is spooky as is. There's dental chairs, and it's there's tanks and stuff, and it's oh my god, like there's a serial killer down
Military
here.
tanks?
No, like air tanks, like oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm shining down there, and I look, and my eye catches a dead mouse, like a big mouse too. I don't know if it was a mouse or a rat, but it's just rotting away. And then I'm looking under, rotting away. Oh my god, it's been dead for a while. It's like skeletons. And so then I'm looking under, and I'm still looking. and I see spider crickets like lining the floor, like the top of the floor, and I'm like, ugh. I hate spider crickets. They're like these
What's
nasty.
a spider cricket?
They're like the size of, I don't know, like a ping pong ball.
With all their legs?
No, like their body is the size of a ping pong ball.
And then their legs.
And then their legs come out a little more.
Why is it crickets? Is it cricket?
Well, their legs go backwards like a cricket, like their hind legs.
Oh,
But
like
those
this.
spiders?
Yeah, but I don't know why they call them
Are
spider
those
crickets.
spiders or crickets?
They look disgusting.
They're just
They are they're the scariest things because there's no lights in the crawl space. So I'm looking around. I just have like a little mag light flashlight, which is pretty bright. But every time, like I look and I catch eyes with a spider cricket, and I'm like, oh man. And I'm army crawling across the floor. And meanwhile, I was not prepared for this day. So I was wearing shorts and a CTI shirt, like a polo shirt. I was not prepared at all because I was thinking, ceiling, open ceiling, shoot it over. Anyways, I'm crawling across the floor underneath this crawl space. I have to go 50 feet from the one corner to the other corner where I have to run the cable. I'm carrying a drill with me, my light in my other hand, and I'm like, and I'm avoiding mice and poop and spider crickets all across the ceiling, and then there's webs catching me in the face, and I'm like, and then I finally get to the spot where I have to drill a hole up into the wall, and I look up, and I was like, oh my god, and it was double 2x4 underneath. I could see it. I had to drill up into the double 2x4, and I'm drilling up into the wall, and I'm like. And then I look down at the drill because after about 2 minutes of me sitting here like, I'm like, this has to be the wrong drill bit. This drill bit's dead. And I had to crawl back, pop my head up, get another drill bit, go back down, drill up
one spooky story.
the one spider cricket that was sitting right by the wall, like out of the many. So I'm drilling. I have my light on him, not on the thing. I'm drilling up and I'm looking at this spider cricket. I'm like. He's still there. He's still there. And then all of a sudden, I look up like this, and I shine my light back, and he's gone. And I'm like, oh my god.
Over your head.
Yeah, because I'm 50 feet under this floor. I can't like crawl fast and get out of there. I can't shimmy. I can't shimmy under rat poop that fast. You know what I mean?
I got you.
That was scary.
Spooky.
Scariest moment of my life. Hey Sam, you know what? Did you want to do
Very
it?
spooky.
I don't do that stuff.
Oh no?
No. My spookiness is like seeing a spider in the house and being like.
That's your level of spooky.
That was scary to me.
Yeah, well, that's kind of spooky. Let's see what a couple of these other guys have to say about
Andy
their
might have
spooky story.
Might have one to one up me. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about that. See if we can beat yours.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Andy couldn't be here today, but he's asked me to tell his story on his behalf. I was there with him, so
Let's hear it.
this is some crazy stuff. This was spooky,
Is it
and
a
it
spooky
actually
one?
it left me with like a pretty big line on my chest.
A scar?
It was
A battle wound?
It was
A battle wound.
a battle wound. It lasted for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
It went away since then, but
I'm excited to hear
basically we move big heavy pan machines all the time. Like we install pan machines, and while we were installing a Vatek pan machine, it was huge, and we were installing it in this little tiny space. We didn't have a lot of maneuverability on it, and one of the grab handles, the two bolts, actually broke. So I don't know if you can see right here. We'll put a picture on that's a little closer up, but this bolt bent and
you
snapped
can see
here,
it.
and this bolt snapped, and the grab handle that we were holding on to broke off, and it ripped the plastic with it. And the grab handle that we were holding on to actually snapped off as well. And the entire pan machine from the top, like, tipped down.
And for those that
And-
don't know what a pan machine, like the weight of it, what would you say?
Like probably 350 pounds, probably 400 pounds
400?
maybe. Yeah, they're very heavy.
Yeah,
So I have it holding up here like
So
this
that's
with a grab
hefty.
handle,
yeah.
and I was standing up, and it came and it landed on my chest, and I like fell backwards, and it kind of crushed me as I landed down, and it was on top of me, and it hurt really 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 bad.
I can
This install, mind you, was actually in Hanover, Pennsylvania, which is about 2 hours away from us. And Andy got sent a couple times back to fix the handles. The machine miraculously calibrated right up. It was a great machine, but there was a metal piece that actually snapped inside of it, and he had to replace that. So, yep, that was our
Thank you
spooky
for that
story.
one too. Yeah, we got some spooky stuff going on these days.
Yeah.
We are back.
We are back. We are joined with one of our field techs, Brendel. How's it going, Brendel?
Welcome.
Not too bad.
Not
What
too
about
bad.
you guys?
How
Pretty
do you
good.
feel about being on a podcast?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my first time, but yeah, getting exposure is always nice.
There you
Yeah.
go. The fame's coming.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
What's your scary story, Brendel?
My scary story. This is actually my first IT job. It was like a mom and pop store, so we did residential and commercial.
Right.
Residential dude comes in, hey, I got this computer. The fan's just getting louder and louder as I'm using it. All right, cool, whatever. Take the machine, bring it in the back, open it up, and there's this legion of dead roaches and spiders in the machine.
Oh my
See, this is
God.
like a spider. His was about spiders too. It's all. This is a good.
This
It's
is
actual
That's
spooky.
disgusting.
it's disgusting. It's it's interesting. He had a lot of other stuff on his machine, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, if you ever get a machine and the fan starts going loud, just make sure there's no dead roaches
Yeah,
inside.
something
You
like
know?
that.
One of the
Careful.
first things you want to check
Yeah.
before you bring it into the store, because
That's
my
nasty.
God.
and that's not even the first person that did it. In the 4 months I was there, it had to be at least 5 machines that just had something disgusting in
Oh
there.
my gosh.
God.
Like, how did they even get in there? Like,
Where are they living?
I wish I knew.
Crazy. It's nasty.
I don't even. Yeah, I can't even think how that would get in there. Like through the fan vent or something.
I'm assuming on the side portion, because sometimes you'll have a case and the side portion will be kind of open for the
Right.
fan to
Yeah.
be able to vent out. So they're just big enough just for roaches to get in there. I haven't had any rats in there yet, thankfully. But roaches and spiders, they can get in there.
Damn.
That is one of
One of many.
stories. Yeah, one of many. I can go on for even the job before here. We were doing server move, basically moving the server from one location to another location. Going to the server room, and they just have what do you call those things? The things that capture mice. Mouse traps, duh. Had a bunch of mouse traps in there, and every one of them had a mouse on it.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Every one of them.
And they're like hard to get because like I had mice when I was in my one college apartment and like I would try my hardest to catch these things even on like the sticky pads so
Yeah.
like they were not easy to get.
They're not easy, but they're easy in there for some reason.
Yeah.
Every one of them is stuck. You go into the server, and of course, there's dead roaches in there.
Oh my goodness.
So that's one of the many things that you deal with IT that they don't tell you about.
Yeah, exactly.
the behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind
A
the
lot of
scenes
behind the
stuff.
scenes with dead roaches, so
Yeah.
get used to it.
Yeah.
That's my take on spooky things in IT.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank you
joining us, Brendel.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, time to land this puppy on the runway. Thanks for joining us today on Get With It.
Yeah.
Follow us on our
It's
socials.
very spooky today.
Yeah.
It was a spooky
We
day.
hope you have a spooky,
Hope you're not-
spectacular.
Yeah, hope you're not too
Halloween.
freaked out. Have a happy Halloween, and we'll catch you next time.